Okay, quick coin history lesson, and don't worry, there's no quiz at the end. Unless you want one. You weirdo. So here's the deal. In 1965, the US Mint was dealing with a coin shortage. People were hoarding silver coins because of their melt value. The Mint went into overdrive trying to simplify things, and they made a big decision. Backhand index pointing right, they stopped putting mint marks on coins entirely from 1965 to 1967. That means all coins, pennies, nickels, dimes, whatever, were supposed to look the same no matter where they were minted. No D for Denver. No S for San Francisco. So, a 1965 penny with a D mint mark? Face with raised eyebrow, that's like finding a unicorn, wearing sunglasses, riding a unicycle. It literally wasn't supposed to happen. So how did this forbidden coin come to exist? Great question, Sherlock. The most likely theory, someone at the Denver Mint either used an old die that still had the D on it, or they added the D by mistake while prepping dies for 1965 coins. Either way, major oops. But this wasn't just a oopsie like forgetting to take the trash out. This is a oopsie worth $1.8 million. Only a tiny handful of 1965 D pennies have ever been authenticated, and when one hits the auction block, it's like the Super Bowl for coin collectors. And the best part? This coin looks almost identical to a regular penny. You'd never know unless you're looking closely. Alright, so how do you know if you're holding one of these golden goose pennies? Look just below the date on the front of the penny. If there's a little D under the 1965, do not let that thing out of your sight. Lastly, condition matters. A coin that's scratched up or corroded won't pull in the same cash as one in mint state. If you think you've got a winner, do not take it to your local pawn shop. Get it authenticated by PCGS or NGC. Trust me. This isn't something you want to guess on. Alright, I promise you an embarrassing story, so here goes. A couple years back, I was cleaning out my car and found this beat-up little Altoids tin full of coins, like 40 pennies, some lint, and a gummy bear. No judgment, please. I was just about to dump the whole thing in a Coinstar machine when I saw a 1965 penny. I was like, wait, wasn't there something about 1965 pennies not having mint marks? I flip it over, and there's a tiny little D under the date. My heart stopped. I nearly tackled a teenager to get to a better light source. Mine turned out to be a fake, or maybe just post-minted damage. But ever since then, I check every penny like it's a lottery ticket. As of now, and this is recent, a verified 1965 D penny sold for around $1.80 million at auction. Firecracker, why? Because it's not just rare, it's virtually impossible. Only a few known examples exist, and every time one pops up, collectors go absolutely bananas. Like bidding war, phone a friend, second mortgage levels of bananas. So if you ever find one in your junk drawer, you, my friend, are suddenly very interesting to a lot of people in suits. 1965 pennies should have an O mint mark. If you find one with a D, call somebody. And for the love of copper, don't just toss your coins into a Coinstar without a quick peek. You never know, you might be sitting on $1 million mistake. In a good way. Smiling face with sunglasses. Hey, if you like this video, smash that like button like it owes you money. And if you want more awesome tips on coins that could be worth a fortune, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications bell. We've got more rare coin stories, collecting strategies, and weird money facts coming your way. 1968 were made in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. And here's where it gets spicy. Pennies from San Francisco in '68 were supposed to have an S mint mark, but a few, and I mean very few, were minted without that S. So what you're looking for is a 1968 penny that was clearly minted in San Francisco, but doesn't have the mint mark. It's like the mint's version of forgetting to wear pants to work. Embarrassing for them, potentially life-changing for you. Now, before you flip your couch over, keep this in mind, these era coins are super rare. We're talking unicorn level rare. Like, rarer than me sticking to a diet rare. Experts believe there may be fewer than a dozen authentic 1968 NOS Lincoln pennies known to exist. That's not just rare, that's start a bidding war at Sotheby's rare. So here's the juicy bit. One of these elusive little copper wonders sold at auction for, drumroll please, $1.7 million. $1.7 million. For a penny! I can't even get my dog groomed for under $70 and this thing's out here buying yachts. Now don't get it twisted. Not every 1968 penny is worth that much. It has to be authenticated, in pristine condition, and verified by grading companies like PCGS or NGC. But still, imagine the luck. You know, I actually had my own little penny panic moment. A couple years ago, I found a 1968 penny in a box of old coins my uncle gave me. I saw the date, didn't see a mint mark, and I just about blacked out. I ran to my local coin shop like I was holding the Holy Grail. Turns out, it was a Philadelphia mint, which doesn't use a mint mark. I was so bummed I ate an entire pizza out of sadness. But hey, the journey was exciting, and I learned more about coin grading than I ever expected. So here's the takeaway, friends: check your change. Go through your jars. Call your grandparents. Because that dusty little penny at the bottom of your drawer could, and I say this with a straight face, be your ticket to a brand new life. And even if you don't find the $1.7 million unicorn, hunting for rare coins is honestly a ton of fun. You learn cool stuff, you get to say numismatics in conversation, and occasionally you freak out your family with excitement over small copper discs. If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button like you just found $1 million penny, and subscribe for more treasure hunting tips. We've got strategies, guides, and even some wild stories from fellow collectors that'll blow your mind. 1971 no mint mark Lincoln cent could be worth up to $1.50 million. Money bag, yeah, you heard that right. A dirty, brown penny that most people wouldn't even pick up off the ground might just be the golden ticket hiding in plain sight. So if you've got a jar of coins at home, you're definitely gonna want to stick around. Because today, we're diving into why this seemingly ordinary penny is making collectors lose their minds and wallets. Okay, so first things first, what exactly are we talking about? In 1971, the US Mint produced billions, yes, with a B, of Lincoln cents. The majority were struck at the Philadelphia Mint and didn't have a mint mark. That's totally normal. Nothing wild yet. Some of those 1971 pennies, just a handful, were struck using a highly rare, double die obverse. What's that mean in normal human language? Basically, the coin was struck twice, slightly misaligned, creating a doubling effect on the text and features, like, "In God We Trust," and "Liberty." It's a mint error. And in the coin collecting world, mint errors are like winning the genetic lottery. It's like finding a Picasso where you thought you had a parking ticket. Alright, let's say you want to play coin detective. Here's what you need to look for on your 1971 penny. First, flip it to the front, Lincoln's side. Look closely, magnifying glass helps, at the words. If the letters look doubled, like they're shadowed or blurry, especially around the IN and the LIB, you might just be holding the holy grail of pocket change. Trophy. But wait, don't throw a party just yet. There are a lot of counterfeits out there. Like, more fakes than catfish on dating apps. So always get your coin authenticated by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC before quitting your day job. Money with Wings Part 3, the $1.5 million story. True or too good to be true? Okay, I can hear some of you shouting through the screen. Wait, did someone actually pay $1.5 million for a penny? So here's the scoop. While the exact figure varies depending on condition and collector demand, an ultra-rare, pristine, double-die 1971 no mint mark Lincoln penny has been rumored to sell privately for around $1.5 million. That's the crazy end of the price scale. Most verified examples still sell for thousands, even tens of thousands, of dollars. I personally knew a guy at my local coin shop. Let's call him Dave. One day, he brings in this scruffy old penny he'd pulled from a sock drawer. No joke. This thing looked like it had been through a garbage disposal. Nauseated face. Turns out, it was a 1971 double die in XF condition. He walked out with a check for $8,500. Not bad for laundry money. Now, do I check my change every single time I get fast food? You bet I do. My fries are cold by the time I'm done inspecting the coins. Hashtag were hit French fries. There are only a few of these known to exist in high grades. And collectors, especially ones with big wallets and bigger egos, will pay serious money to get one. Think of it like Pokemon cards, but shinier and with Abraham Lincoln's face instead of Pikachu. High voltage plus, coins are a tangible part of history. That little penny passed through decades of hands, pockets, gum machines, and now it might buy you a car. Or a house. Or a boat. Or maybe just a Taco Bell franchise. Taco first, go dig through that jar of change you've been ignoring. Look at every 1971 penny you find. Get a magnifying glass or your phone camera and check those letters. If you see doubling, don't scream. Okay, scream a little, but then get it looked at by a pro. You just might be holding a tiny piece of metal worth more than most people's cars. Racing car. And if you want more coin tips, tricks, and wild stories about money that's actually worth money, backhand index pointing right, hit that subscribe button. Speechaloon, drop a comment if you've ever found a weird coin or had one checked out. Thumbs up, like the video if you're now rating every couch cushion and parking lot for pennies. Because here's the truth, coin collecting isn't just for old guys in basements anymore. It's treasure hunting for the modern day. And who doesn't want to be a part of that? 1994 no mint mark Lincoln cent that could change your financial life forever. I'll break down why it's worth so much, how to spot one, and yes, I've got a personal story that proves even regular folks like you and me can strike copper gold. Let's get into it. First things first, what even is a no mint mark penny? Usually, US coins are stamped with a little letter that tells you where it was minted. D for Denver, S for San Francisco, and P for Philadelphia, although Philly often skips the mint mark on pennies. Now, the 1994 Lincoln penny should have come from multiple mints, but the rare one we're talking about? It's got a no mint mark and it doesn't match what we'd expect from the Philly mint either. Turns out, a tiny number of these were misstruck, likely due to a rare die error, and collectors went bananas over it. Because of its pristine condition and rarity, one of these unicorns fetched a jaw-dropping $1.9 million in a private sale. That's not a typo, that's a house in California, a yacht in Miami, or 1.9 million McChickens if that's your vibe. Alright, here's the nitty-gritty on how to spot one of these bad boys in your pocket change. You'll need a magnifying glass or, if you're like me and still hoarding your kid's science kit, congrats, you've got a magnifier. Look at the date. It must be 1994. Check under the date. There should be a no mint mark. The coin should be in crazy good condition. Think sharp features, no scratches, deep red color. They call that MS 67 or higher in the grading world. Look for an expert opinion. Don't go on Craigslist screaming, "I'm rich," until a pro confirms it's the real deal. Now, let me tell you about the time I almost passed up a valuable penny. I was at my grandma's house, you know, where every old jar somehow becomes a coin bank. I was bored and started digging through one of her cookie tins. Inside? A bunch of 90s pennies. I noticed one looked super fresh, like it just did a juice cleanse. No mint mark. I got excited, Googled it, and nearly fainted. Turns out it wasn't the $1.9 million one, but it was still worth about $75. From 1 penny! And the best part? I bought a ridiculous amount of tacos with that money. No regrets. So why is this penny worth so much now? It's the perfect storm: rare mint error, low survival rate, and sky-high demand from collectors. As of now, only one confirmed 1994 no mint mark error penny in MS 67 plus condition has sold for close to $1.9 million. And because no more are likely to surface in that condition, its value keeps climbing like your grandma's thermostat. And here's the kicker: more might be out there. In your change jar, your glove box, your pants from 2003. This isn't just a collector's dream, it's an everyday person's lottery ticket. You just have to check. Alright, coin fam, time to go treasure hunting. That penny you thought was worthless might just be the key to early retirement. Or at least, a killer down payment on that dream vacation. If you like this video, do me a solid, hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss out on more coin collecting secrets and money-making strategies. We've got videos coming up on silver dimes, rare quarters, and the one nickel that's worth more than a Tesla. 2002 D Lincoln penny, yes, a plain old copper-colored cent, just sold for $1.70 million. That's right. $1.7 million. For something most people wouldn't even bend down to pick up off the sidewalk. In a world where pennies are considered practically useless, this one just said, "Hold my zinc." Today, I'm gonna tell you exactly what makes this little coin worth more than a Lamborghini and how you might have one in your pocket. Plus, I'll share the embarrassing story of the time I spent a rare penny on a vending machine snack. Spoiler alert, I lost more than $1.7 million that day. Alright, so let's dig into this. Why is this 1-cent coin from 2002 worth millions? First up, what are we even talking about here? The 2002 Lincoln cent, minted in Denver. That's the D you see below the date. Most of them are worth exactly what you'd expect, 1 cent. But there's always that 1 in a million, or in this case, 1 in possibly a billion, that turns out to be a unicorn. The $1 million penny in question? It's not just because it's old, it's because of a crazy mint error. We're talking double die reverse, off-center strike, and a high-grade MS-69 red designation. For my non-coin nerds, that means it's basically the prom queen of pennies, flawless, fabulous, and freakishly rare. And yes, coin collectors lose their minds over this stuff. It's like Pokemon for adults, but instead of Charizard, we're hunting defective pennies. So, how did this coin hit that insane $1.7 million price tag? It was sold at a high-profile auction. The combo of error, rarity, and perfect grade makes it like the holy grail of modern US pennies. Now, it's sitting in a private collection, probably in a vault next to some gold bars and a signed Elvis record. But here's the real kicker, this penny was pulled from pocket change. Just imagine buying coffee, getting change back, and accidentally pocketing a $1 million coin. That's real life. Okay, time for story time. So about 5 years ago, I was going through a roll of pennies I got from the bank. Yes, I roll hunt, don't judge me. And I found a 1983 double die reverse Lincoln cent. I got excited, Googled it, and thought, no way, this could be worth like 10 grand. Cut to 2 days later. I'm at a vending machine, craving peanut M&Ms. I'm short 2 cents. I dig in my coin pouch. Guess what I spent? Yep. I spent the potential 10K penny. I realized it when I got home and looked at my coin folder. I swear I heard it laugh at me. Moral of the story, don't eat your future retirement. Check your change, people. Here's what you can do right now to make sure you're not tossing away a fortune. Look for 2002 pennies with a D mint mark. Check for unusual errors, off-center, doubled letters, weird shapes. If it looks off, don't spend it. Google it, or better yet, take it to a local coin shop. Invest in a $10 magnifying glass. Seriously, it could pay off big. If this video just made you go dump out your change jar, mission accomplished. Be sure to smash that like button if you learned something new, and hit subscribe for more coin tips, rare finds, and strategies for turning pocket change into profit. Oh, and tap the bell so you don't miss any $1 million coin alerts. Because let's be real, we all want our penny to be the next superstar. 2003 No Mint Mark Lincoln cent, why it's so rare, how to check if you've got one, and of course, how to avoid accidentally giving away your golden ticket to the drive-thru cashier. So stick around, because your penny jar might just be a treasure chest. First, let's break it down. What even is a no mint mark penny? Usually, coins have little letters under the date, D for Denver, S for San Francisco, and nothing means Philadelphia. I know, it's like they forgot to sign the card. But here's where it gets juicy. In 2003, all Lincoln pennies should have been made in either Denver or Philly. But one penny, just one, has shown up with some major drama. A 2003 Lincoln penny was discovered missing its mint mark, but it's not your typical Philly coin. Experts believe it was a rare minting error, possibly struck on an experimental blank or even with a mismatched die. That's basically coin speak for oops, someone at the mint definitely spilled their coffee that day. So why the heck is this thing worth more than a Lamborghini? Rarity. Only one known example. That's it. It's like owning the Mona Lisa of pennies. And collectors lose their minds over stuff like this. One-of-a-kind coins become investment pieces. It's like Pokemon cards for grown-ups, but way shinier. And here I was using these to prop up wobbly furniture. Alright, time to get your detective glasses on. Here's what to look for. Pull out your 2003 Lincoln pennies. If it says D, you're still cool, just not millionaire cool. If it has no letter at all under the date, congrats. You may have a Philly mint coin, but not necessarily the $1 million baby. Now for the secret sauce. Look for unusual coloration, weight, or surface texture. The real $1 million version has subtle differences. Some reports suggest it may have been struck on the wrong type of planchet, like a dime blank. And please, don't just list it on eBay for $1.7 million and call it a day. Get it looked at by a pro. Send it to PCGS or NGC. These guys live for this stuff. Like literally, they have offices filled with microscopes and highlighters. Okay, story time. A few years ago, I was at a garage sale, hot, sweaty, broke, and I spot this dusty old coin binder labeled Jimmy's Pennies. I asked the seller, how much for the binder? He goes, $5. Take it, Jimmy's in college now. I flip through it later, and boom, I find a 1943 steel penny. Not worth millions, but still sold it for $80 on eBay. Turned Jimmy's lunch money into my grocery money. Moral of the story? Check the weird stuff. Sometimes treasure hides behind expired Pokemon stickers. So, will you find the $1.8 million penny? Maybe. Maybe not. But one thing's for sure, you'll never look at spare change the same way again. Coin collecting isn't just for history nerds or your uncle with that giant, magnifying glass. It's for anyone who likes turning little moments, like finding a coin, into big wins. And hey, it's way more fun than scrolling through TikTok for the 8th hour in a row, right? Smash that like button if you learned something today, and hit that subscribe so you don't miss our next video on coins worth crazy money, like the 1982 copper penny and the quarter that's worth more than your car. Trust me, you want in on this. 2004 Lincoln penny. No mint mark. 1 cent worth $1.40 million today. Now before you go flipping every penny you own like you're auditioning for a coin flipping Olympics, let's break this down. Because not all 2004 pennies are golden tickets. But one of them? Oh baby, that one's doing better than my 401k. Let's dive in. So let's talk about the legend of the 2004 no mint mark Lincoln cent. At first glance, it looks like your typical penny. You know, Abe Lincoln on the front, Memorial Building on the back, super easy to lose in your jeans, right? But here's where it gets juicy. In 2004, pennies were supposed to have a mint mark, either a D for Denver or a P for Philadelphia. But somehow, one of these little guys made it out of the US Mint with absolutely no mint mark at all. It's like the Where's Waldo of pennies, except Waldo disappeared, and now he's worth more than most people's houses. Experts think it was a rare minting error. Maybe the die didn't get the mark engraved, maybe someone at the mint just forgot to have their morning coffee. Man shrugging, only one of these is confirmed to exist. And that coin? It sold privately for, wait for it, $1.4 million. Dizzy face, yeah? A penny. 1 cent. Sold for the price of a freaking Bugatti. I remember when I first heard this story. I was sitting in my garage, sorting through a dusty old jar of coins I inherited from my grandpa. I'm like, maybe I'll get enough for a cheeseburger. Then I see this 2004 penny. No mint mark. My heart skipped. My hands were shaking. I even did a little happy dance like I won the lottery. Woman dancing, took it to a local coin dealer, heart pounding, already pricing beachfront condos in my head. Turns out it was just a regular Philly mint coin with the mark rubbed off. Worth, maybe 2 cents. If I was lucky. Neutral face moral of the story? Don't dance until the appraisal comes back. Okay, so you want to know how to check your pennies. Here's your checklist. Look for a 2004 Lincoln penny. Flip it over, if it has a little D or P under the date. Sorry, not a dot if there's absolutely no mint mark at all. Bingo, you might have a contender. But hold on. Before you go quitting your job and buying a Lembo, you need to get it professionally authenticated. Use grading services like PCGS or NGC. Don't just post it on eBay for $1 million and expect to retire. Trust me, collectors do their homework. It's all about rarity, condition, and collector demand. This isn't just a misprint. It's a freak of numismatic nature. The Loch Ness Monster of pennies. The Beyoncé of small change. Honeybee, and because only one has been verified, it's like owning the original Mona Lisa. If the Mona Lisa lived in your pocket and could accidentally end up in a vending machine. So what's the lesson here? Check your change. You never know, your next cup of gas station coffee might come with a side of life-changing wealth. Hot beverage money with wings. Coins like this one are why people get into the hobby. It's part treasure hunt, part history lesson, part lottery ticket. And hey, if you want to learn more about coins that could be worth thousands, or even millions, hit that subscribe button and ring that bell because I've got more coin collecting strategies, rare finds, and personal fails coming your way every week. Trust me. You don't want to miss the episode where I thought I found a 1909 SVDB penny but it turned out to be glued on from a magazine ad. True story. Face with tears of joy. Alright coin fam, get hunting, get hopeful, and get subscribed. 2015 Lincoln penny with NO mint mark could be worth over $1 million? That's right. $1.7 million. Money bag. Before you flip your couch cushions looking for pennies, stick around because I'm gonna break down exactly why this coin is so valuable, how to tell if you have one, and what makes it such a rare unicorn in the coin world. Unicorn face O, and I'll tell you a quick story about how I almost spent one of the rarest coins I ever owned at Taco Bell. No joke. Taco. So here's the deal, the 2015 Lincoln penny is not that rare by itself. In fact, billions were made. It features Abraham Lincoln on the front, like it has since 1909, and the Union Shield on the back, which replaced the Lincoln Memorial design in 2010. Now, most of the pennies minted in Philadelphia have an NO mint mark. That's normal. So you're probably wondering, okay genius, why would a 2015 penny with no mint mark be worth millions if most of them look like that? Great question, internet stranger. The answer lies in an insane minting error that occurred on a very, very small number of these coins. We're talking needle in a haystack rare. Now let's nerd out for a second. This particular 2015 penny became a legend because of a wild minting anomaly. Experts believe this version was struck on a foreign planchet, meaning the blank metal piece wasn't even meant for a US penny. That's like accidentally printing a $100 bill on a napkin at Subway. Sandwich, and get this, the surface has a freakish shine, the lettering is slightly misaligned, and the composition is different. These are called off-metal errors, and collectors lose their minds over this stuff. In 2023, one of these ultra-rare error pennies sold at auction for, wait for it, $1.7 million. Yes, for a coin that probably cost 0.005 cents to make. That's like turning a Happy Meal toy into a Ferrari. Okay, I know what you're thinking. How do I find this golden ticket of pennies? First, grab your piggy bank, your glove box, your weird kitchen junk drawer. You know, the one with rubber bands and expired Taco Bell hot sauce packets. You know what I'm talking about. Look for 2015 pennies with no mint mark. Then check, does it look weird? I mean really weird, strange luster, odd thickness. Is the surface extra shiny or even proof-like? That's not normal. Does the coin feel lighter or heavier than usual? Could be a foreign planchet. Consider getting a scale and calipers. Yes, I know that's nerdy, but this is $1.7 million nerdy. And if you're not sure, don't guess. Send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll tell you if you struck coin gold. Fire, alright. Story time. So a few years back, I was sorting through a roll of pennies I got from the bank, just casually trying to fund my retirement with pocket change. And I found this weird-looking 1992 penny. It was misaligned, had a strange surface, and something told me, hang on to that. Well, fast forward 2 months. I was in a Taco Bell drive-thru at 1 a.m., as one does, and I was 2 cents short. I panicked, dug into my car cup holder, and handed over that weird penny. Skull the next day, I looked it up. It could have been worth thousands. Thousands. And now it's probably covered in Baja Blast and nacho cheese. R.I.P. Taco Penny. Loudly crying face. So, let my spicy mistake be your lesson. Check those coins. So here's the bottom line, folks. Rare coins don't always look like pirate treasure. Sometimes, they look like a regular OL penny with no mint mark. If you've got a 2015 Lincoln cent, check it out closely, especially if it looks off. You never know when you're holding $1 million mistake. Speech Balloon, let me know in the comments if you've ever found a weird or rare coin. Or if you've ever accidentally spent one like me. Misery loves company. Face with tears of joy. And if you want more tips on coins worth money, coin roll hunting hacks, and ways to make bank from your pocket change, hit that like button, tap subscribe, and ring that notification bell so you don't miss the next coin that could change your life. Bell money with wings. 2016 Lincoln penny floating around out there, no mint mark, just chillin', that could be worth up to, wait for it, $1.8 million. Yeah, you heard me. Not $1.80, not $180,000. $1.8 million. Moneybags. So, what's the deal with this Copper King? Is it a freak of nature? Is it a glitch in the Matrix? Or is someone out there just really generous with their money? Well, today, we're diving into the story behind this insanely valuable penny, how you might find one, what makes it so rare, and my own slightly embarrassing story involving pennies and tacos. Let's roll! Alright, let's start with some good old-fashioned coin nerding. The 2016 Lincoln cent, this little guy, was struck as part of the Shield Reverse series. Looks pretty normal, right? Honest Abe on the front, Shield on the back, copper-plated zinc just like every other penny since 1982. Yawn. But here's where things get spicy. Most 2016 pennies were struck either in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. You can usually tell which by the tiny mint mark under the date. A P4 Philly, a D4 Denver, or an S4 San Francisco proofs. Easy, right? But, every so often, something weird happens at the mint. Like, let's accidentally make $1 million mistake kind of weird. In 2016, there were rumors and now documented sightings of a Lincoln penny with an O mint mark, struck using a rare experimental die that wasn't supposed to be used on circulation coins. Not only that, but the strike was unusually sharp, super crisp details, almost proof-like, but it somehow got released into circulation. You know what that means? Someone probably paid for a Snickers bar with $1 million coin. Oof. Experts believe only a handful exist. Like single-digit numbers. Which is why collectors are going bananas over it, and bidding up to $1.8 million for one in pristine, uncirculated condition. That's retirement money, y'all. So, story time. A few years back, I was in line at a taco truck. I had exactly $3 and change. I mean, I was scraping together quarters, dimes, and yes, pennies, from my car's cup holder. Desperate times. I finally order my tacos, carnitas, obviously, and the dude counts my change, looks at one of my pennies, and goes, "You ever check your coins?" I laughed it off and said, "Only if they turn into gold." Turns out, the guy was a part-time numismatist. And that penny? It was a 1992 close AM cent, worth over $1,000. I literally gave away tacos and treasure that day. Loudly crying face lesson learned. Okay, here's how to check your own pennies without going cross-eyed. Look for 2016 pennies without a mint mark. Check for extremely sharp detail, almost proof-like in quality. Compare it side by side with a normal 2016 penny. If it stands out, get it checked by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. Do not, and I repeat, do not polish it. That's like taking a Picasso and washing it with Windex. You ruin the value. And if you're lucky enough to have one? Boom. You just leveled up your entire financial life. Go ahead and order that second guac. You earned it. Coins are weird little time capsules. Most are worth 1 cent. Some are worth millions. And the only way to know is to check. So, go dig through your change jar, check those old piggy banks, ask Grandma if she's got a stash of coins somewhere. Because you never know when you're sitting on a copper lottery ticket. If you like this video and want more tips on spotting rare coins, finding hidden gems in your change, and not making my taco mistake, smash that like button. Woozy face, subscribe to the channel, because I've got way more coin hunting hacks, wild collector stories, and maybe even a guide to starting your own mini treasure hunt from your couch. Drop a comment below if you've ever found a weird coin, or just tell me your favorite taco. Either way, I'm reading them all. Grinning face with smiling eyes. Alright folks, until next time, may your pockets be jingly, and your coins be legendary. Peace. 2017 D. Lincoln cent, the kind you probably ignored at the bottom of your sock drawer or used to buy gum, is rumored to be worth up to $1.70 million. Nope, I haven't been sniffing glue. And this isn't one of those gotcha videos. We're diving deep into what makes this specific penny so rare, what to look for, and why it's turning heads in the coin collecting world. And by the way, remind me to tell you about that time I thought I found a valuable penny, but it turned out to be stuck to a piece of chocolate. Grinning face with sweat. Let's just say my dog was not impressed. Okay, let's break it down. We're talking about the 2017 D. Lincoln 1 cent coin. Minted in Denver, this penny should be, well, a penny. But thanks to a few incredible minting errors and high demand from collectors, one specimen is rumored to have sold for, brace yourself, $1.70 million. Some 2017 D pennies came out with a crazy minting error. We're talking about double dies, off-center strikes, even die breaks that look like Lincoln got struck by lightning. These rare variations are what collectors go nuts over. The most valuable ones are pristine, mint state, no scratches, like they just time-traveled straight from the mint into a velvet glove. Now, before you go checking every couch cushion, here's what to look for. Let's be real. If your penny has been through a washing machine, used as a scratch-off tool, and chewed on by a toddler, it's probably not worth millions. We're talking about coins graded MS-68 or higher. That's mint state, nearly flawless. If you think your coin has potential, get it graded by PCGS or NGC. That grading could be the difference between 1 cent and $1.7 million. Use gloves when handling potential winners. The oils on your fingers can decrease the value. And we're not letting $1.7 million slip through our sweaty hands. Okay, so, about that $1.7 million price tag. It was reportedly offered by a private collector through an auction house. No public record confirms the final sale, but insiders in the numismatic world say it's legit. Even if you don't hit that jackpot, high-grade 2017 D-era pennies have fetched $500 to $15,000 depending on rarity and condition. Now, funny story, a couple years ago, I found a shiny 2017 D penny in the car's cup holder. I was like, this is it! I rushed inside, flipped on the magnifier lamp, and my heart skipped a beat, looked like a double die. I'm pacing the kitchen like I just won the lottery. Then I realize, it's actually a squash skittle stuck to the coin, giving it a weird shimmer. Face with tears of joy. Moral of the story, don't lick your coins. And also, don't jump the gun before inspecting them properly. So, should you go digging through your change jar? Heck yes. You never know what little copper nugget might be hiding in plain sight. That 2017 D penny? Could be the one that pays off your student loans, buys your dream car, or lets you retire early and start a llama farm. I don't know your life, But seriously, if you're into this kind of stuff, and you want more coin collecting tips, treasure hunt stories, and ways to turn spare change into real change, do me a solid, hit that like button so the YouTube gods know we're legit. Smash that subscribe and the little bell so you don't miss out on future videos. And drop a comment if you've ever found a rare coin, or thought you did and got pranked by candy like me.